Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to It Is Real. My name is Bill McFerrin.
And I'm Ron Bagwell. And tonight we have some amazing film footage of an event which took place in eastern Washington last fall during the hunting season. This is some actual film footage of a creature that we cannot identify whatsoever.
After viewing that film, Ron and I, actually went over to the site to do a little investigation, and what we came up with was quite extraordinary. We'll be showing some things that we found here later on the show. But before we go on, I would personally like to thank TCI Viacom for picking up our show for the fall season. They've been a great bunch of people to work with.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, Bill. And we need to start earning our pay right now. So Don, if you could roll the film clip of okay. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of backdrop about what happened here on the trip last year. This film was submitted by a viewer, one of our viewers, and it was of a hunting trip that took place last fall in Okanogan County. He encountered something that was very strange and not human-like whatsoever. He happened to have his video recorder with him when he was there, and he got some amazing film footage, and we're going to be showing that to you tonight.
Now, this is a beast that you've probably never seen anything like. It's not like a Sasquatch, but I don't know. You be the judge of it. We're going to let you see the film, and then we're going to be taking some calls if you have some questions about it, and then we're going to be moving on to other things here.
Yeah, we're having just a slight bit of technical difficulty here, but what we would like to encourage all our viewers to do is get ready to call the number, which is going to be on the screen here in a few minutes.
We'll be flashing it up on the screen.
As soon as you see this, I'm sure you're going to want to call. So go ahead, Don, and roll the film.
Okay, now we're ready. Feel free to call in on that film. It's quite a beast. I've never seen anything quite like it.
I haven't seen anything like it either. It's quite an amazing film. I think we should start taking some calls right now.
We're looking for some really good questions tonight. If you have any feelings of what you see in the film, maybe something we haven't picked up before.
We have a caller.
We do have a call. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Billy?
Yes, go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, I'm wondering, how come the beast doesn't have any clothes on?
Well, you don't see too many wild animals that are fully clothed. I believe the beast was in its natural habitat, and it wasn't clothed at all. It was its natural fur, I believe.
And so what does that little beastie eat? Did you get to see that?
No, it's a very short film clip, and we don't know the beast's eating habits or anything like that. We did follow up with a visit, though, with an investigative visit, and we'll have the details on our trip up there along in the show in a few minutes.
In the film, he was picking up some vegetation there, and it looked like it was, the only thing we could find up there was knapweed, which is just a horrendous thing to be eating, but that might have been his main source of food up there. And so
yeah,
he probably was a vegetarian.
There were some berries, some different types of berries, and also roots and things like that. So I have no idea what a beast like that would eat for his meals.
And does he have a family?
Don't know about a family at all. Just saw the one.
Oh, and does he drive a car?
Didn't see a car either.
Well, thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, that's good questions there.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Huh.
Okay, well, that was an interesting call. Yeah, what happened on this original trip by the hunter was he took his video camera up there with him, not expecting to use it on the hunting trip, and the battery, of course, was not fully charged, and so the amount of film that you see that the hunter took was actually just 30 seconds or so worth of film.
Yeah, what we had was just very short, but just enough to see what it was.
And he reported it to us and sent in the film clip to us, and then we mounted an investigation ourselves. Bill and myself did, and And what we found was absolutely amazing. We came up with some footprints, plaster cast footprints, and also hair samples, and also some audio sounds that we believe was the sounds of the beast that were made during the night.
Do we have another call?
Okay, do we have another
I
call?
think we were ready for another call.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I'd like to know what kind of sounds he was making. Like, what sounds were they like?
Pardon? Could you talk a little louder, caller?
What sounds were those like that you heard from this animal?
We are going to play them in just a few minutes. We have them on audio tape.
Oh, there wasn't any sound on the film that we got hold of.
I thought that was my grandma, man.
Oh, you know, she looked kind of, it was kind of an older beast, I think.
I mean, the two of you guys are geeks.
Yeah, I think the beast was molting.
You know, I really
Okay, thank you for calling, caller.
mom, dude.
Okay, thanks a lot. Well, he couldn't.
Yeah, it's a little
get it all out
It's a
there.
little hard to tell by looking at the film exactly what you're seeing. It's a very short piece of film. We received this film not knowing exactly what was on it or how it came about being filmed. That's why we decided not to accept the film by face value only. We decided to mount our own investigation.
We had this film analyzed.
Yes, we've had the
heavily.
film analyzed by motion experts, by kinesiologists, and it was determined by the experts that it was not a human in a suit or anything like that. The movements were different than what a human would do in a suit.
Okay,
So we just wanted to make that clear, plus what we came up with the audio tape, which we're going to play after this next call. Then you can make your own conclusion of this. The caller, we have a caller? Yes, we have a caller. Could you?
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they didn't attempt to shoot the beast.
Because
I think he was caught off guard.
the hunter was caught
myself.
totally off of guard. He didn't even have his rifle with him at the time. He was just leaving his campsite where he was camped out for the night, and he heard some noises in the bushes. He heard some very strange sounds that aren't normally made by a deer or any kind of animal. He pulled out his camera and he was going to go film, and that's when he saw it crossing what used to be a road.
Yeah, and it's hard to shoot when you're trying to shoot film too. I mean, it's hard to pull up your gun. Over in that area, they would have shot it if they'd have been.
He was
any
very
kind of
scared. He was very
situation.
frightened when he saw this. His hands were shaking.
Yeah, I can imagine what it'd be like to see something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have any other questions, caller?
Nope, that was it. I was just curious as to why, because I know if I had a chance, I think I'd try and shoot it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people would try to shoot it, but I think if you're in the situation at the time, you probably wouldn't be thinking that clearly.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
probably,
this
that's
beast
true.
wasn't that threatening to the guy either, though. It'd be more of interest to capture him alive, I think, than to shoot him.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get out of the mentality. I hope not everybody has that of wanting to shoot everything they see that they can't identify. Anyway,
Is there more film that we could show?
what we'd like to do now is we'd like to play. What happened after that was Bill and myself took a trip over to the area. We pinpointed the exact location of the area where the hunter was because the hunter was equipped with a GPS. I believe that's what it's called, Bill.
Yeah,
global tracking.
position. Yeah, we had it too, so we were able to dial in right on the site. We were there.
And we were there. We even found
yeah.
the campfire that the hunter used. So we went over and mounted our own investigation.
Matter of fact, we used his campfire.
Yes, and
that
we
night.
we would like to play the sound that we heard that night. We didn't actually get any video of the creature, but we heard some sounds that were not identifiable at all. So if you'd like to listen closely here, we've got several sounds of during the night that we recorded. Don? Wow, those are some very very frightening sounds. That's what me and Bill encountered while we were up there the
You
night
can
that we were
imagine pitch
doing our-
dark, and we're camping out, and we hear this sound.
And the final scream that you heard was off from a different direction. It was almost like it was ascending down a hill slope off in a forested area. We're pretty sure we know the path that the creature was taking, although when we did follow the path and tried to find any kind of further evidence of it, we were dumbfounded. We couldn't find anything at all.
No, we weren't about ready to go out at nighttime and try to track him down either.
Yeah, that's correct. We did do a couple of other things up there while we were there, though. We located a footprint of something that we made a plaster cast of. This footprint is not human. and it's not any other animal that's up in that area.
It's
So
time to
we'd
bring
like to
that
show
out.
it.
It's big. It's quite wide. How many inches across did we say?
This footprint, this plaster cast that we made of it, is 8 inches wide, and it's over 14 inches long. It's got you can see the where the toes are on this, and also the depth that it was into the soil. The soil was dry at the time when this footprint was made, so the depth impression into the soil indicated that the creature that made this was between 400 and 600 pounds.
Yeah, it takes a lot of weight to sink down the ground.
So we found a footprint. We have I think we have another caller. We'll take another caller here,
Another
Don.
caller, good. Okay.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, that footprint kind of looks like it's made out of marshmallows and Rice Krispies.
No, this is a plaster of Paris. This is what you make a plaster cast footprint out of when you find something that you want to make an impression of. Believe me, it's not.
The FBI uses the same
Believe
stuff.
me, it's not marshmallows.
No.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you for
Thank you,
calling. Okay, we've determined so far that the creature weighed between 400 and 600 pounds, and the footprint is not marshmallow. We also found something else that was on a tree near the footprint. It was it was some hair
Hair sample
strands
here.
that we removed off the tree, and we had this analyzed
look
by
at
a
this.
laboratory, by a research center, and this is determined to be of
see if
no
it
known
fits.
species whatsoever
No, this
of the
is-
area or any known species on Earth.
Yeah, we had the DNA checked on this.
Yes, we had
This is new. This is a new species.
Yes, and I'm excited about it. That's I really am excited about
this
what we
is
found
exciting.
here. And this is of no known species at all. I believe we have another caller. We'd like to take another caller, Don. Yes, caller, you're on the air.
Oh, yeah, I was just wondering if you could repeat the video again, because I just happened to miss that.
Could you please talk a little louder?
See some
Oh,
more
could
video.
you please repeat the video again?
Oh yes,
We're going to show some more.
yes, we're going to play the video several more times. So if you matter of fact, if you don't have a question now, caller, we'll roll the video now.
Well, did you have any questions about the stuff we found?
No, actually I don't. Thanks a
See
lot.
the video. Okay.
Okay, we'll
We can
have
show
your
some
have
now.
your recorder on. We're going to show the video again. We want
can
everybody
actually-
to look at this plenty of times.
You know, we can actually talk over the video, I think.
Okay, roll the video, Don.
And feel free to call in while we're showing the video. Maybe we can just take some calls right over the video.
Don, are we on the air right now, Don? Okay, you might want to, like, you get to a point you can actually freeze it, and if
Yeah,
we get a
go
phone
freeze
call,
frame.
we can actually talk. This
Any more calls?
this film, like we said earlier in the show, we've had analyzed by experts in the field of motion study, and it's been determined that this is not a person in a suit.
Okay, you just went on.
And we have a caller.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
Hi, I was wondering, I didn't see the very beginning of this show. Where did you guys tape this at?
Oh, good question.
This video was submitted by a viewer. It was taken on a trip of a hunting trip over in Okanogan County last fall.
Oh,
we're
my
not
gosh.
at liberty to tell the exact location, but it is in eastern Washington,
Right.
north of Wenatchee. How's that?
Yeah, I kind of know where that's at.
He was
so.
he was deer hunting. He heard some strange sounds, and he pulled out his video camera, and he got 30 or 40 seconds worth of film footage of this, and submitted it to us for researching it, and we've followed up and researched this whole thing.
Oh, gosh. Well, that's great. Awesome show.
Do you have any other questions?
Well, I don't know. I've read a lot about them, and I've heard that there's like a strong odor associated with them. Did this guy smell anything when he saw them? I mean, I hear they really stink.
Yeah, we weren't there, but the guy we talked to did detect an odor.
Really?
Yes, he detected an odor, but he didn't really get that close, and he didn't really want to get that close. He had no desire to shoot the animal, which kind of surprises me since he was a hunter.
I
But
think he was pretty upset when he saw it, and he grabbed his camera instead of his gun, which was good.
Well, I think I'd be kind of scared, too.
but when we were up there on our research mission to check this out, we didn't notice any kind of odors. We noticed very quiet. Before we heard the screams at night, it got very quiet. All the crickets and everything totally stopped for like a minute before we heard the screams.
Wow.
And we noticed some very strange electrical static interference in our radio
Wow.
up there. So we don't know exactly what was going on as far as what this beast was doing or where it was from, but it seemed to have an electrical field around it or something according to our radio.
You know, this sounds crazy, too, but I've read a lot on, UFOs and aliens and all that sort of thing, and I've actually heard that a lot of people believe that there's actually a connection between the two.
Yeah, I've heard that story too, and it's I don't know. I think it could go either way. I have no evidence supporting it either way. I just know that this was a very strange creature, and it was very close to us. I know it was.
It's interesting. Well, are you guys going to play the screams again? Because we just missed those.
Oh,
too.
yeah, we're going to play them again.
Right
Matter of
on.
fact, we can play them right now. Thanks for your call.
Cool, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Go ahead and play the screams again, Don. And
Yeah, those are great
turn them up
screams.
real loud. I'd like to hear them loud, too, this time.
Yeah, we were, it just made your hair stand on end if you were there. You know, it was nighttime, it was pitch dark, and this blood-curdling scream, and we just
Here goes the screams.
pulled out the recorder.
Do you have a question for the show?
Okay, I think we have a caller.
We want to get one more scream in there. That was good.
Yeah, I think we have a caller now on the air, Don. Yes, caller.
Hi there.
Hi.
I was just wondering, is that all the footage there is in that video?
Pardon?
Is that all the footage that's on there?
Yeah, yes, the hunter, much to his disappointment, the video camera that he takes with him everywhere he goes had a weakened battery. He didn't charge the battery, so that's all he got before the battery went completely dead.
Oh, I see. How far was he exactly from that?
That was a good 100.
Yeah, we've estimated
100 feet,
between
maybe?
75 and 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
Any further questions on what you've seen so far?
So you had the tape analyzed, am I correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we had the actual 40 seconds of video analyzed by a kinesiologist at the University of Washington. That's a person, an expert that studies motion, body motion and human motion.
Yeah.
And he determined by viewing this several times in several modes that the movement did not go along with what the movement would be if there was a human in some kind of suit or something. This was an actual creature, in his opinion, that was moving through the forest.
Yeah, because at first glance it seemed like, there was someone in a suit.
Pardon?
At first glance, it seemed like there was someone in a suit,
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time hearing you, caller. Is there any way you can talk a little louder?
Or could we turn the
I
volume?
said at first glance, it seemed as if there was someone in a suit, walking around there.
You could see that it was or wasn't?
That it was. It seemed
Oh, yeah. Well, it's pretty hard to tell what a person's looking at when they see something they've never seen before.
Yeah, okay, well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
It looks like it's kind of foraging for some food is the only thing we could tell by looking at the film on that particular scene.
Yeah, what we'd like to do, we've shown the film, I think, 2 or 3 times now. If it'd be possible to show the film from beginning to end again, and then give the viewers a chance to see it. I know that one thing, when I'm at home and I'm seeing something on TV that I can't quite identify,
Oh, yeah.
I like to see it several times, so I'm just not told a story. So we're going to show it one more time.
It is real. Do you have a question for the show?
Okay, I believe we have another call. Don, if you could push your button over there.
Let's take another call here. Go
Yes,
ahead, caller.
Hello, caller. What's your question?
Hello?
Hello.
there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. What's your question?
Better.
Fuck you, you faggot.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your
Thanks a lot. That's
flattering comment there.
Very intelligent conversation there.
That's okay. Feel free to call if you have any kind of intelligent questions for us. That kind of expression shows absolutely nothing.
They slip through every once
Yeah.
in a while.
Anyway, we could play the screams. I believe that we've played the screams twice tonight, and
Let's play them again.
they're a little hard to hear, but we'd like to play the screams one more time. We're really working out our producer back there.
It is real. Do you have a
He's all over the
show?
place back there.
We're looking for some good phone calls. And
You're switching over tapes now. We'd appreciate if you had any questions for us, even if you want to put us to the test. Ask us some detailed questions. We'll answer them as best we can.
yeah, we did talk to the hunter.
Here comes the screams again, and then after the screams, we'll take another call. Okay. Okay, I believe we have a... I'm sorry, I always jump the gun on that final scream there. I don't remember that it's coming. I believe we have another caller on the line, Don.
Caller, would you go ahead, please?
Caller, would you go ahead, please, with your question?
I'm trying to. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
The noise you hear, I packed that Okanogan country for years. I'm M.D. Peck.
Okay.
Most anybody up there will tell you about me.
Okay.
That noise you heard was a bull elk bugling to a cow, and the cow is answering him.
That's a good analysis of the sound, but we've had the sound analyzed and by several experts in the field of not only hunting but wildlife, and they've determined that the sound is not of an elk. It's close, but it's not of an elk.
That was
well,
in the evening,
I'll tell
too.
you, if you'd have gone over to where that sound was, you'd have found elk tracks.
Oh, we went over to where the sound was, and it's not elk tracks we found. We showed you the plaster cast of what we found, the footprints we found over that way. And by the way, this particular part of the Okanogan, where we were, is not elk country at all.
Well, doesn't matter. The time of the year you was there, the elk was moving.
Okay.
They was either going through or coming back.
Yeah, that's a good analysis, and we appreciate your input. Do you have any other questions?
No.
There's blood curdling spraying.
That's been in there. That animal's been in there for years.
Okay. Well, what do you think of the film, though, as far as what you saw?
If you saw it closer, you'd be closer to it. Whatever that is ranges all the way from up into Canada.
Oh, this is kind of a beast.
It comes out of Canada. There's people in Canada probably will call you and tell you that they've seen it up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking also. That particular sound, that one sound that you said was elk, could have very well been elk.
We're talking about the film.
But
yeah.
We're talking about the beast.
But anybody that's going to shoot that had better think twice, because if he does, he'll pay one of the darndest fines he's ever paid in his life.
I hope so. I hope everybody thinks
it's
like you.
against the law to shoot that or the Sasquatch.
Yeah, we don't want to see it shot either. We just we'd like to find out what it is.
Well, it's been there ever since, well, I don't know how long. We was up there for at least 15 years.
Okay.
And we had seen it off and on during all of that time, but nobody ever bothers it, and it never bothers anybody.
Yeah, that's the same way we feel about it, too, and we want to make sure nobody hurts it. That's why we're not letting the location known at all where this was.
So you've seen some...
Anywhere those people is fishing and hunting back up into that Okanogan country, all the way from Winthrop north, and all the way from Okanogan almost to Spokane.
So you've seen the same type of
creature. That thing has traveled all through that country, and it's more than one of them.
Okay.
So you've seen the creature like this?
Oh, sure. We never paid a lot of attention to it because we was told it was in there. The Indians used to see it all the time.
Yeah, could you do me a favor? Could you, at the end of the show, there's going to be a telephone number posted for further conversation. Could you copy that down and give us a call? I'd really like to talk to you further.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot for your call.
I'll do that.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a very good call. I'm glad that somebody else has seen this besides ourselves. Let me see. Is there anything else we can show? We've shown the film clip 3 times already. We could show the film clip one more time, Don. You want to roll the film clip one more time? Wow, that's quite an amazing film, and the sounds. It makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight and with your input on with the phone calls and everything.
If you've come up with any phenomenon film that you'd like us to show, give us a call. We'll show our number at the end of the show.
And we appreciate anything you have, any comments you have at the number at the end of the show. Call up and feel free to give your opinion. Your questions.
Our next show too.
And coming up on our next show is going to be a rather interesting show. We're going to be traveling up to Whidbey Island, and we're going to be covering a story that's been going on up there for quite a few years now. It's concerning Isaac Eby, and it's a tale of a haunting of a house up there.
True story.
It's a true story, and we're going to be bringing that show to you within the next couple of months. We're not quite sure of the date yet. But we're in the next couple of months. Just look for it on the advertisements coming up, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'd like to thank you again for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night.
Night now.